Hey everyone, welcome back to the Power BI series. In the last video, we covered the basics, what Power BI is, how to install Power BI desktop, and a quick tour of interface. If you have missed that, be sure to check it out. Today, we are diving into one of the most important steps in Power BI workflow, that is getting the data. I will walk you through how to connect to different data sources like Excel, CSV, text, PDF, and web. By the end of this video, you will be ready to start bringing your own data into Power BI and preparing it for analysis. So let's get started. So to get the data, there are options in the Home tab of the Power BI desktop, which is the Get Data option. Also, some of the common connectors are listed over here. So first, I will get the data from my Excel file. So either I can click on this or this or this. So I will click on Get Data and I am clicking on the Excel workbook. So this is the file, Excel file that I am going to use to connect to my Power BI desktop. So I will select that file and I will click on open. Now this navigator pane got opened. Now unless and until you click on this checkbox, this load and transform data button won't be getting enabled. If you just click on this particular sheet that is present inside this Excel workbook, you will be able to see what kind of data which is present in that particular sheet. So this is the preview of that data. These are the respective columns and the data which is present over here. Unless and until you click on this check mark, this checkbox, these two buttons won't be getting enabled. So I will click on this checkbox. Now you will be able to see these two are getting enabled. So what is the difference between these two buttons is that if you click on load, then whatever the data that you have selected, that will be loaded inside your Power BI desktop. And if you click on transform data, it will redirect this particular data to Power Query Editor. But currently we'll click on this load data option. And if you click on cancel, then this navigator pane will be getting closed. So I want to load this particular sheet, the data which is present in that sheet inside my Power BI desktop. So I will click on load. Once you click on the load, then on the right side in the data pane, you will be able to see a table got added. And the name of that table is the name of that Excel sheet. And the name given to that sheet was EMP. So this particular data pane will help you to identify how many tables that you are currently working with. So I have just imported the data from one table. So you are able to see there is only one table is present over here. And these are the names of the columns that are present inside this EMP table. So to get or to see what kind of data is present over here, just switch your view from report view to the table view. So once you click on the table view, you will be able to see the actual data that we have imported. So this is the data that were present in that Excel workbook and that sheet called as EMP. So this is the way that you have to connect your Power BI desktop to the Excel file. So we have imported the data from Excel file. Okay. Now what we'll do is we'll try to get the data from a CSV file. Okay. So I will click on the get data option. Then I will click on the text or CSV. Now I will select the CSV file. The name of that workbook is orders. I will click on open. Now this will give you a preview of the data that is present in that particular CSV file. So as this is CSV file, which means comma separated values are present over here. So the delimiter, that is the values that are separated, are by the comma. So that's why delimiter is comma present over here. And there is option to select the or to detect the data type. So there are three options over here based on first 200 rows, based on the entire data set, and do not detect the data type. So what is the difference between this is that if you select this first option, which is selected by default, then this Power BI desktop will detect the data types present on the first 200 rows only. Okay. If you click on this option, then it will detect the data type based on your entire data. That is whatever the amount of rows that you are having. And if you don't want to Power BI to detect the data types and you want to detect on your own, then you can choose this option. So currently I will click on based on entire data set and I will click on load. So what load will do is it will load this particular CSV file, the data which is present in this CSV file inside my Power BI desktop. Okay. And if you click on transform data, then the same data will be loaded in the Power Query editor. But I will click on load option. So now in the data pane, you are able to see that new table got added and the name of that table is orders table and these are the columns that are present in that particular table. So if you want to view the data which is present in this particular orders table, you have to switch your view from the report view to table view. So click on the table view and click on the table for which you want to see the data. So I have clicked on the orders table and this is the data that is present in that orders table. So this is how you will be connecting your CSV file to Power BI desktop. Okay. Now we'll try to connect or to get the data from a text file. Okay. So I will click on this option and I will click on this particular file which is a text file student grade and I will click on open. So you will get the preview of the data that is present in that particular text file and this particular text file, the delimiter which is present over here is a tab. Okay, so that's why it has detected that delimiter and again you can choose the data type based on the entire data set. So this is the preview. Here you can see that the column headers are not proper, but that comes under data transformation. And for that you will have to go to this transform data option, which will redirect you to Power Query editor. But for now, we'll load this exact data inside our Power BI desktop itself. So I will click on load option and on the right side in the data pane, you will be able to see this particular columns that are present in this particular table. So to see the actual data, you will have to switch to table view and click on the table for which you want to see the data. And this is the data that is present in this particular table called as student grades. Okay. So this is the way that you will be connecting your text file to Power BI desktop. Now we'll try to connect a PDF file. So it might also happen that your data might be stored in the PDF file. So how you can connect to that? So there is also option. So you can click on the get data, then more. Then here on the all option, you will be able to see this PDF option. And if that option is not visible over here, any option that you want to connect to any other data source, then you can search it over here as well. So I have selected PDF and I am clicking on connect. Now this is the sample file that I will be using. I have selected that file and I am clicking on open. Now the navigator pane got opened. So see, the PDF file is containing multiple tables. So you can click on the tables and on the right side you will be able to see its preview. So these are the respective tables that are present in that particular PDF. So there are multiple tables that are present. So what I will do is I will click on this third table that is present and this option of load and transform data is not enabled. Why so? Because I have not clicked on this checkbox. So once I click on this, these two options will be enabled. And right now the column headers are also not correct, but what I will do is I will load the data as it is. Okay, we'll see this stuff in the transform data in the Power Query editor. So for currently I will click on the load option so that table will be loaded inside my Power BI desktop itself. Okay, so on the bottom you will be able to see the table got loaded. There are two columns that are present in that table. you can expand and collapse the tables. Okay, so this is the way that you can expand and collapse the table. So here in that particular table, if I want to see what type of data that is present in that table, I will switch my view from report view to the table view, and I will click on the table. So this is a table that we have imported from the PDF. Okay, so this is the way that you will be getting the data from PDF. Now, what if you want to get the data from any web URL? Okay, so how can you do that? How can you get the data from that? So for that, what I have done is I have searched on web Elections India Wikipedia, and I have clicked on this first link. So this is the Wikipedia page, and this website is giving us information about the elections in India. So what I want to do is I want to get this particular table from this particular URL. So this particular table I can get from this URL. Once I click on this, once I'll copy this URL first to get this particular table. Just copy this URL from which you want to get the data. So copy it, then go to your Power BI desktop, then go to the get data option, then there is option called as web. So click on that, then here paste your URL and click on OK. So it will show you the navigator pane, and you will be able to see the tables that are present inside that particular web URL that we were having. And if you click on the table, you will be get its preview on the right side. So this is not the table that I'm interested in. This is also not the table. So this is the table that I'm wanted to fetch from that particular website. So I will click on this checkbox because I want to load this particular table inside my desktop. Okay. So I will click on this. So these two buttons will be getting enabled, and I will click on the load. So once I click on the load, you will be able to see that particular table 3 loaded inside your Power BI desktop, and you will be see that table on the right side. And to see what type of data that is present in that particular table, just switch your view to the table view and click on the table for which you want to see the data. So this is the table that we have imported from the web. And if you want to rename any particular table, you can just double click and you can rename it. Okay, you can give the name to the particular table that you are having. But this data is not clean, right? The headers are not correct over here. So that will come under the data transformation. So this is the first step that you will do. You will get the data from the different data sources, and this is how you can get the data from data sources. So that's it for the today's video. Now you know how to connect the Power BI to various data sources. In the next video, we will dive into Power Query Editor to clean and transform the data, which is the crucial step before building any visualizations. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos in the series. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.